So I'm out here in one of my favorite places to be, to walk, to watch the eagles fly, to experience nature, and to get some exercise. But it's also a place that brings me peace and calm, and it allows my mind to rest from the stressors of the day and the stressors of running a company. But I want to talk about those of you that want to leave your jobs, that you've thought about becoming an entrepreneur. And we always talk about exit strategies for companies and for business owners. Even I need to think about, what is going to happen when I'm ready to retire or when I'm ready to pass off this company to someone else. Well, here I am at this place. It's been drizzling. It started drizzling when we were walking. Then it started raining a little bit more. And now it's starting to rain a little bit harder. But it's summer, it's warm, and we're by the water, so a little rain shouldn't bother anyone. But let's talk about this exit strategy. So what do you have to do if you're really, really thinking about leaving your job and becoming an entrepreneur? I believe the first thing you have to do is talk to your loved ones, anyone that will be affected by this decision. You have to do perhaps a SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. What does this job do for you? What is it that is good about having this job? For most people, it's security. It's that secure paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, bonuses, etc., vacations, paid vacations. And then you have to decide what's the trade-off. Perhaps you're working 70-some hours a week. I heard a commencement speech last night at my granddaughter's graduation. And they were talking about all these famous people and people that have become wealthy and the kinds of hours that they put into their work in order to be where they are and to achieve the success that they have. And they talked about someone, I believe I can't think of her name, but it's one of the executives with Yahoo. But they were talking about 100 and some hours a week. I don't know about you, but I thought, in my mind, I held a pretty good record because I worked 70-some hours a week at times when I was an executive with a corporation. And I left because I had no quality of life. I wasn't there for my children. They were with the babysitters. I couldn't attend many of the school programs. I couldn't just spend time with my children, watching them grow. So we had money. Had a great paycheck, huge promotion in the works. And I realized that I wasn't happy, that I had to make a change. So the other important thing, aside from the strengths and weaknesses and why it's a good idea to stay and why it's a good idea to go, I feel like a lot of it has to do with freedom of choice. But if you're going to leave your job, you need to plan an exit strategy. And one of the most important pieces of that is planning your income. What are you making every month? What are your expenses? What kind of money should you have in an emergency fund so that while you're building the business, there's money there? If you launch your business, will you borrow? Will that create debt? How will that debt get paid if you're not working? Do you have some kind of a pension plan? Perhaps you're young. You don't have that. I didn't have any kind of pension plan when I left and started my own company. And although I did mention that I have a granddaughter, I'm really not that old. And so I had to really make a decision about when I left. So if you're thinking about leaving your job and you're talking about doing it in order to have more freedom or to spend more time with your family or to explore other talents or to do something amazing for the world, then I would suggest that you really look at your income, your expenses, prepare some financials, personal and business, do some projections, and make sure that the money is there to provide the security that you seek and probably the reason why you haven't left the job. All the best if you make the decision to leave. and follow us and check in with us on occasion so that you can learn some other tips and ideas, and I'll share some of the good and the bad, the mistakes and the successes that we've had as a company and the things that have happened in my journey as a business owner.